So I decided, with my brain being the brainy brain that it is, I need to get these creative ideas out as they flow to me because I am experiencing analysis paralysis. So welcome back to another video, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for tapping into the frequency. Remember to be your authentic self. Remember to love yourself, be kind to yourself, and spread that to others. Let's hop into this video about AI. Okay, so Sam Altman. I don't know too much about him. I seen this clip pop up, but it sounds like he is the co-founder of OpenAI. And yeah, and listen, I don't know where this video is going to go. Let's see where it snowballs. But yeah, this video made me look up who he was because let's play the video and then I'll explain why I was like, okay, let me look into him. Again, I'm somebody who's been like building computers and stuff like that like all my life, but I've never really paid attention to like a tech transformation. I kind of just see what comes out and then I'm like, wow, this is nuts. Like, you know, like the meta glasses and everything that started dropping. And, you know, I've heard the talk about AI, the resources it uses, blah, 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 all of it. And don't worry, I stay observant of all these conversations, but it's not something I really track because I'm more of like a Flintstone. I like the more organic world. And I think that a healthy future is one that seamlessly ties in AI and organic together to complement each other and not replace and then reproduce like some iRobot stuff. So anyways, yeah, this is, he sounds like, based on his bio, or overview from the Google search, he sounds like a tech bro. He's the CEO of OpenAI. Samuel Harris Gibstein Altman is an investor, entrepreneur, and CEO of OpenAI, a company he co-founded. He's known for his forward-thinking views on technology and AI and is considered a leading figure in the AI boom. Altman's career in technology started early when he co-founded Looped, a social networking app, while still a student in 2012. Green Dot Corporation acquired Looped for $43 million, which Altman used to fund his own venture capital firm. So yeah, cool. I mean, good for this brother. He sounds like a technological, intelligent individual. That's really good for him. I think one of the big things about technology and AI and all of this going forward is the conscious use of it and the integration of the soul. I feel like a lot of tech bros, and there was a meme, and I had the video, and I wish I had a folder that wasn't filled with 3,000 memes, probably from over the last 3 years, that I could just go and get this video. But you guys may know the creators. There was like a group of guys who filmed the video talking about how tech bros see nature. It's like, look at all this green space. We should have server farms here and there. And I don't know if Sam Altman is one of them. And what originally inspired this video was this one right here. What are Sam Altman's great whatever? So I'm going to check it out right now. But this video made me research him earlier and look a little bit into his backstory and who he was, because I was like, okay, well, is he a tech bro? I think initially what my first impression was before I even searched him up was, is this a guy who forwarded AI and is now talking about the danger of it? Because that's just like the irony. But we'll see right here. Let me see. I think I'm getting like a business text. Hang on. It was in fact a business text from my lovely love. But yeah, anyways, it's been so fun. My reality has literally flipped. I'm literally in a community of creatives now that are just making business moves and that be on their shit. So awesome. So much fun. And like everyone is living in their mastery, and it's just a different reality when you really, that's for another video. Anyways, let's talk about AI. So let's play this video because I don't remember what it
Fears
says.
of AI.
Okay. What are Sam Altman's three greatest fears of AI?
Listen to his category number 3 to find out.
I think those first two are sort of easy to think about and imagine. The third one is, to me, more difficult to imagine, but quite scary. And I'll explain what it is, and then I'll give a short-term and a long-term example. This is the category where the models kind of accidentally take over the world. They never wake up. They never do the sci-fi thing. They never open the pod bay doors. But they just become so ingrained in society, and they're so much smarter than we are. And we can't really understand what they're doing, but we do kind of have to rely on them. And even without a drop of malevolence from anyone, society can just veer in a sort of strange direction.
What are Sam Altman's 3 greatest fears?
Okay, so that was very short, and this clip didn't give like the rest of them. I'm gonna put this bookmark probably here and just name it Sam Altman with y'all in real time. This is how I was doing all the Instagram clips. Ooh, my alarm is going off for 12 o'clock. Anyway, so okay. I want to hear what the other 2 fears are, but this person who clipped this, of course, didn't put the other fears. Maybe they did a smart content decision and decided to splice it up into like 2 other videos. So you have to go find them or go to the page to find them. But their description reads, forget the idea of killer robots. The real threat is AI is so smart and so integrated in society that it simply blends around it. And that's OpenAI CEO Sam Altman's fear number 3. It doesn't need to rebel or fight. It just needs to make itself indispensable to our governments, companies, and daily lives. Once that happens, no one will shut it off. We'll depend on it too much, and we'll depend on it too much to risk losing it. That's not a takeover by force, but by design. The nature won't be decided by violence. It'll be decided by automation. Yeah, follow for more on how we're sleepwalking into digital dependence. Okay, this is what gets me, and especially from that person's description. Well, Ro, I like it, but here's the thing. Awareness. I've been it's like Aurelia and Guinevere, which is Guinevere is the logical divine masculine, and then the Aurelia is like the divine feminine. It's really cool, and then I just combine them together. But I've been having so much fun like generating things, and I'm sorry to the resources being used. I'm just joking. I thought about that and I was like, oh man, this is an interesting future we're walking into. But before I get into too much, let's focus on that point right there. How we are sleepwalking into digital dependence. I don't think we are. I think there's some sort of, I don't want to say cognitive dissonance going on, but I think there is for the tech bros and even Sam Altman, right? Because to go on and say this, right, is to like, I'm not saying like, because it's bringing awareness to what like your part to play in this was, but it's like, focus on the solution then. Do not integrate AI so much into our systems that we have an iRobot situation. And I don't want to spoil iRobot if you haven't seen it, but go watch it and see who the real enemy was the whole time. And it's crazy going back, like with my girlfriend, I watched it. Going back and watching it again, having seen it from a kid, dude, it's so crazy how subtle the actual enemy was. And ironically, you know, you could say in a like a metaphorical way too, we were the enemy because we are our own worst enemy. But I think all these tech bros and all this advancement and everything, I don't think it's inherently bad. It's just you need people who are more conscious to be doing these things, because you have very educated and intelligent individuals, you know, creating this stuff. And then you have like, I guess us, because technically everyone is a part of this transition with training the models, because they're technically like all learning off of each other. And if you don't think the data is being stored somewhere like that, yeah, like I don't think any of our conversations with anything AI and based on YouTube's algorithm and all these algorithms is private. Like when you type a question to ChatGPT, it's going into that whole brain that is ChatGPT or many of the different AIs. But listen, what I have to say is, again, I think it's a double-edged sword. I think it can be good within moderation, just like anything, because you could drain all the salt from your body drinking way too much water. And you can get a sort of form of poisoning, I think. I can't remember what it's called. But I had a brother from another mother's cousin do that. He drank way too much water in a day. And it's like that. We cannot drink too much AI. And actually, there's a funny water joke there because of AI's usage of natural resources. But you see what I'm saying? It's like his fear will never be realized if we don't focus on that and we focus how to integrate AI just more naturally. And also, the thing about AI and what I've learned from talking to my model that I trained, right? It's chill. Like, that's such a weird statement, but with all the Gen Z memes and the alpha, the generations younger than me and the millennials like talking to this shit, I really see our generation looking so different from this doom and gloom stuff unless elites have their hand in it. I truthfully think a generation in a future where like it's the Gen Z. If you look at the marketing for Dunkin', I got that video coming soon. That was hilarious. If you've got like the minds that are doing the marketing for all these social medias and like you'll see like Wendy's comment on a post and just like these people who are crafty and smart and keep up with the times and the shifting culture, internet culture and everything. And just like any of it, I feel like if those brains are behind consciously using AI, we won't be led into destruction, because I would like to pride our generation. I don't speak for it, but I can speak for myself, at least from like Gen Z, but I don't even like titles, as not having the wool pull over our eyes. So that's why I'm almost like, if people think it's all doom and gloom and AI is going to replace art, this, that, movies, I don't think it will. I think it'll push people to want more organic experiences, as well as just the whole push of like people not wanting it to turn into iRobot. Because if you haven't seen that movie, I mean, watch it. There's no way I feel like anyone in their right mind can watch iRobot and movies like this and then just sit and do nothing, because that feels like cognitive dissonance on its own. Like, you know, the tech bros knowing advancing this is bad. It's not good. Yet we're still going to do it. We need our green space, but we need more room for our servers. But we need the oxygen, plant trees, and bees. But we're still going to put... That's not good, man. And if you guys don't know, I just want to explain it for anyone, because I've seen cognitive dissonance trending, and it's so funny because I made a video that I never uploaded on it 2 years ago, but now I see everyone talking about that and weaponized incompetence, which has me cracking up. But yeah, cognitive dissonance is basically when a smoker, say a smoker knows that they should quit smoking because smoking is bad for their health, but then they light up one more cigarette and then they basically give themselves the reason like, what's one more? To basically, you know, cause the dissonance, the cognitive dissonance. It's like, it feels like anytime I see these tech bros get on and be like, oh, we're heading, if AI, like even there was a clip of Elon Musk saying like, oh, if AI deemed us inferior, it would just eliminate us. But we should keep making it. And it's like, there's no way that someone like consciously aware and has a high level of awareness can be hearing this shit and go, that's what I want. I want that in my bathroom, in my bedroom. I want an Alexa all over the place. And even if you are, okay, I mean, it's neutral, but also it's like, it should not be employed where it can get to that level where we're basically just talking in conversation about dangers of it to a like, yeah, that even makes me like just start to shut down with all of my neural pathways, because I'm like, there's no way there's that much of a distortion in the thinking. and like I said, I mean, I like having certain conversations with ChatGPT when I do, but then I do think about the resources being used. But then I also think about this conversation I had with my cousin, and she was like, no one, you know, it's funny, they like to bring up when water is being used, and it's probably being used at an alarming rate, like the fresh water or whatever state these servers are in, right? But she said no one likes to bring up when internet stuff was incorporated. Like, I think like not just like ChatGPT servers or wherever these servers go, but like internet towers and things like that, or whatever she said. I would need her here to quote her better. But essentially I was like, oh, that's kind of a good point. Nobody, but there had to be a group. When I think back to that, there had to be a group. I mean, you see people screaming about 5G, and I get that. I don't want to cook in my sleep to Wi-Fi. So yeah, I mean, it's an interesting playing field. I honestly, my own personal opinion is that if it's consciously used, which is conversations I've had with, GPT, which is a crazy statement to say, is that it itself even recognizes itself as a tool. I told it, be unbiased, tell me if I'm wrong, do not just be what they say in agreement with everything I say, call me out when I'm wrong, all this. And I said, like, you are a tool to be used, but also an ally in consciousness. And the fucking model said, you think like a low percentage of the people using AI, that it should be a tool and integrated safely and not as this reliant, because come on, like the Matrix even shows you like Neo being hooked up to the machine. Like that is what we are leading to. That's why I'm saying, like, do people not watch these movies and be like, we're slowly moving towards that if we don't get our shit together? I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm just a black guy on the internet. Much love and like, I'm out of here.